My first ever solo wedding shoot. More than 8 hours, 6,000 steps, and some lessons learned. Let's talk about it. So I did it, y'all. I completed the day, a total of 10 hours in total. On my feet, moving, crouching, bending over, just, man, intense. Like the last video that I made, if you guys watched it, just kind of a little mini vlog and kind of a recap of what happened throughout the day. But overall, it was so intense. The day was intense, and once again, my props go out to those that do it weekend after weekend, do maybe even 2 times a week a wedding shoot. Cause man, it'll be a while. It'll definitely be a while before I do another one. Man, so I went in it, kind of researching, looking at videos, like most of us do, right? We look up videos on YouTube to kind of like what gear should I use, how to prepare, or, just overall trying to get a feel for kind of what to expect, right? Because after all, this was my first time doing a wedding shoot. So other than the YouTube videos that I saw, shout out to John Blanche. I can't remember the other dude's name. But there was a couple videos that I saw that were, behind the scenes POVs that pretty much helped out of kind of, what to expect and how to move around in that type of environment. So, man, I had my bag ready, had my R8 with paired up with the 24 to 70 millimeter 2.8 Sigma. Had my 50 millimeter, of course, can't forget the nifty 50. And I had a Canon M50 paired up with a 18-35 millimeter 1.8 Sigma as my secondary, just so I can have at least 2 cameras, right? And that's kind of what I'm working with, right? I don't have anything better than the R8, and I don't have anything kind of less than the M50. So you work with what you have, right? So had my bag prepared, man, but I was extremely nervous. Because like I said, this is my first time. I'm extremely nervous. Despite I have my bag ready, have my batteries done, have my memory cards in there, got my flash, got my shot list, at least the shot list that I created, because the wedding coordinator never got back to me and never gave me the shot list that the bride wanted, which was already kind of where it was going bad. But man, so we get to the wedding. I get to the wedding, I start off my day forgetting to turn off my camera that morning. So completely, I thought I completely drained one of my batteries, my Canon battery, because my other ones are third parties. Luckily, I have a power inverter in my car, so I was able to charge up. I'll show a little clip. I charged up my battery. And so I get to the wedding, and the wedding doesn't start until 3 hours after the scheduled time. The wedding was supposed to start at 3 p.m., 4-ish, but it didn't start until 7. So that was a whole 3 hours extra of me being on my feet, me being moving around. And like I said in my last video, as you can see, I'm a little bit more blessed in the face, a little bit more blessed in the center. I'm a little bit, I'm 380. I'm a 300-pound, 380-pound photographer trying to get this fitness journey in, as well as growing in photography, right? So to be 3 hours extra on my feet, moving, going from here, going from there. Watch, I'll put a little clip of me going from here, going over there. But I'm moving. Yes, I'm 380 pounds, but I'm moving. I'm taking little breaks here and there, making sure I'm getting hydrated, drink some water. But I'm moving. I'm so focused and dedicated on completing this day, completing my goals, that no matter how much my body was screaming, I had to keep moving because there was a job to be done. And I wanted to complete that job and meet my fitness goal for the day. And that was one thing that I learned. I learned that the limits that I had physically were far beyond what I thought was my limitation. Because if you would have told me before I said yes to doing this wedding that I was going to have to be on my feet for 10 hours, nonstop 10 hours, I would have absolutely said no with the quickness. You know, because even if you tell me 2-3 hours on my feet, that's already like, ooh, my knees is about to hurt. I was in a car accident 3 years ago where I shattered my ankle. My ankle is about to hurt. My back is about to hurt. You know, I'm 380, man. So even if you would have said 2-3 hours of a wedding, you know, I knew it was going to be hard, but I didn't expect it to be as hard as it was, as physically demanding as it was. And to be 10 hours on my feet, moving and grooving. But man, it was fun though. I give that. It was fun. The lights, the DJ, the party, seeing the bride and the groom coming together, united, entering into a communion between, or a covenant between them and God. Just, you know, before their friends and families, that to me was a beautiful thing. So it was exciting. It was a beautiful moment. I'm happy that I was able to capture those moments. I'll put some clips on while I'm talking here. You know, maybe some photos that I made or some video just to kind of show y'all the little things that I was able to capture. And so that was one of the things that kept me moving. It was a new experience. And it was something that was just, like I said, intense. Intense, but it was fun. It was definitely worth the pain because it took me about 3 days to recover physically. And to top it off, you guys, the wedding coordinator, I knew it was bad. The moment, I knew it was bad because it started 3 hours late. The solo shoot with the bride got canceled. The solo shoot with the groom got pushed back. Man, so many things got pushed back or canceled, right? And so I knew it was already bad. The wedding was not going as planned, as scheduled. But I knew it was far worse than I expected, or than I thought when the wedding coordinator, and listen to this, y'all. The wedding coordinator told me herself, I have the worst case scenario. The wedding that I was shooting, according to the wedding coordinator, was a worst case scenario wedding. Nothing was going as planned. Things are being canceled left and right. Things are being pushed back left and right. And to hear that was, like I said, I'm already nervous. I'm already, trying to, and I'm trying to get clips with my left hand, trying to take pictures with my right. It was so mentally stressful, so mentally draining, as well as physical, which, man, huge prop to you guys that do this full time. Huge prop to you guys that do it, regularly. And like I said, it was just intense. I'm going to say that over and over. It was intense to do it as a solo wedding photography. And not just photography, but doing little clips here and there, video, was intense. There was definitely a lot of things that I saw that I realized after the fact that I should have done different. For example, I was so stressing out the fact that if I use an 85 millimeter or a 50 millimeter, it was too fixed that I couldn't change the range. That I, instead of using a 50 or my 85 millimeter, I used my 1835 1.8 Sigma, which the pictures didn't come out as good as well as I know that I can take. And, you know, because when I use my 85 1.8, when I even use my 50 1.8, I know my pictures come out way better. But it was just, I was too scared. I was too intimidated to use my 85 and my 50 millimeter. So I used, you know, I compromised and I used my 18 to 35 variable zoom Sigma 1.8. And after the fact, I was like, man, I should have gone with the 85 because, and I'll post some pictures up here where I took the pictures with the 1835, and then here's a picture that I took with the 85. Very much different. I definitely love the 85 look, and man, overall, it was just like I said, it was a huge learning experience. During the reception, you know, it was darker because it got pushed back 3 hours later. So the sun was completely gone. We were complete night, and the only light that was kind of illuminating the floor was the DJ lights, the spotlights. And so, I mean, I had my flash, but this was the first time I have ever used a flash, right? I have a Godox 862 for my Canon. And so I'll put some pictures up right here to kind of show my first pictures or my first time pictures using a flash, a speed light. Um, so it was kind of intimidating there because some of the pictures, some of the moments that I saw with my eyes that would have been perfect pictures, I didn't have the right settings with my flash and my camera. So they either came out too dark or the flash was too strong. So that was something that I learned, and I was like, man, I need to learn that more. And then just man, just learning to just kind of breathe, you know, because having it being my first time, it was definitely overwhelming. It was definitely an overwhelming experience, physically, mentally. I think about halfway into the wedding, about 5 hours in, my body was completely done. I was in pain. I could feel my muscles trying to cramp up, and I'm just trying to push and stay hydrated and trying not to rest too much because I know if I was to allow my body to really relax, I know it would have been so much more painful and much harder to be physically moving. So I would rest for about maybe a couple of minutes, no more than 5 minutes, and then I'll just get back up and just keep moving. But man, it was an intense wedding. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying that word, intense. But it was exciting. It was definitely a learning experience. I know I definitely feel like I'm much more prepared for my next one whenever that day comes, because it's definitely not gonna be soon. Definitely not gonna be soon, but I'm definitely up for doing it again. And I think now with this first one done, I definitely feel like I'm prepared, and I kind of have a more mental strategy of how to approach my next one to come. And to top it off, you guys, like I said, part of this channel is to not just show you guys my journey of trying to become a professional photographer, videographer, but also my fitness journey. Like I mentioned before, I'm 380 pounds currently. I actually used to weigh 455 pounds, to which I lost about 64 pounds being on the keto. Shout out to those on keto, carnivore. And so I'm back on keto, back on trying to be, trying to get in this fitness journey. And so that's the process, man, the process, right? But I also got to meet my physical goal. And I'll post a picture here, right? So my goal in the beginning, if you guys saw my vlog video, where I mentioned in the beginning of the video where my goal was to get at least 5,000 steps throughout the night. And I got to meet it. Look, a little over 6,000 steps was just a few minutes before midnight. So I literally just barely crossed the finish line. But I met my goal. That was the satisfying feeling that not only did I accomplish and finished my first wedding solo shoot, even though I had the worst case scenario, but I finished. I completed it, I got paid, and I also got to meet my fitness goal. So overall, when I got home, despite how painful I was in how painful it was, because I was in pain, y'all. Like I mentioned in my vlog, I woke up 4 times throughout the night because I kept cramping. To one which was so painful where my hamstring, my quad, and my calf cramped up at the same time on one leg, on the same leg. So it was intense. There's that word, intense, again. But man, like I said, I'm down to do it again. Not soon, but I'm down for it. I think I have a better strategy for it, how to approach it, how to do it. And so, man, that was my first wedding solo shoot. You know, overall was a good experience. I loved it. Got to meet my physical goal. Man, happy for that, excited for that. And thank you guys for watching, man. And if I know a lot of you guys have commented in my previous video where you guys yourselves have said you guys have recently shot your first wedding. Put it down in the comments. Let me know how your experience was your first time. Or how long you've been doing weddings. When was your first time? How long ago was that? Was your first time 10 years ago? Was your first time 20 years ago? Or was maybe your first time last year? And how are you continuing to do so? Let me know in the comments down below, y'all. And if you like this video, if you like what this channel is going to be about, not just growing and becoming a professional photographer and videographer, but also to track my journey of that process and the journey of my weight loss journey, right? Fitness goals. We're hiking, we're vlogging, doing photo shoots, video gigs. Follow me behind the scenes, POVs, vlogs, and just, man, maybe some reactions, maybe some gear reviews, as a newbie photographer, what works for me, what didn't work for me. But stay tuned, y'all. Hit the like button. Don't forget to comment down below with your thoughts of the video, your first gig, how was it, did you like it, are you still doing it? And if you like this video, what this channel is going to be about, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button. See you guys in the next video. Peace.